Hello everyone, and welcome to Ultiori. I'm sorry, I was laughing earlier.
I'm not laughing.
She's not laughing.
She was not laughing.
But yes, this video is going to be really interesting because someone put in a suggestion for this video and I can't believe I didn't think of it. So kudos to that person. I don't know how I missed this one. Remember we did a video of what would happen if a xenomorph were to fight a Quiet Place monster, or one of the listeners or death angels or whatever name you want to call them. I just call them a Quiet Place monster because for people who don't know what they are, it's easier to find them and find the movie. So this video is going to be kind of hand in hand with that one. What would happen if the Predator met a Quiet Place monster? So to make this fair, we're going to have a predator versus one of the Quiet Place monsters. Several things to consider here. The Quiet Place monster is an extraterrestrial creature to our planet that is blind but has impressive hearing. The movie would have you think that it's only based on certain situations where its hearing is better than others. It is surprisingly agile and can climb up smooth surfaces surprisingly easy, can cut straight through metal, even thicker metal, and apparently has armor that makes it virtually indestructible. It fell to our planet on a meteor. It is said that this meteor hit with the force of a nuclear blast in Mexico, and apparently people used bombs on it. So let's just suppose that this creature can withstand even a nuclear bomb. That's pretty impressive. Predators, or hunters, or Yautja's strengths lie in the advancement of their technology. They pride themselves on hunting the unkillable or unhuntable. At their core, without their weapons, one of the Quiet Place monsters would shred them to bits instantly, if they can detect them. It is possible that should a Yautja encounter a Quiet Place monster, he won't figure out right off the bat that this creature can be hurt with a certain frequency. However, since the humans are so freaking stupid in the Quiet Place movie, I think that since the Yautjas usually hunt other aliens across the cosmos, it's possible they would have run into something similar to the Quiet Place aliens. Not that it looks exactly like them or has the features, but the Yautja has hunted an array of aliens with different advantages in terms of armor, and as adept hunters, they pride themselves on being able to figure out ways to kill them. I just realized the Yautjas are basically the freaking warriors from Monster Hunter. I call them warriors instead of hunters because in the hunter from Monster Hunter, it just feels a little bit redundant, but you know exactly what I mean. Those hunters are basically warriors because they're straight up fighting these monsters. It's not like you just find them, you sit atop a tree and shoot an arrow through the eyes. No, you have to straight up be fighting freaking dragons. And that's essentially what the Yautjas are. They are hunters, but they are warriors as well. They have to fight a lot of these aliens just to fell them. I believe that when one is defeated, it finds out what the prey is, and they do more research on that prey to find out how to make weapons to better kill that prey. So if Predator had already been researching a Quiet Place monster for a very long time, it would know exactly how to kill it. But of course, they pride themselves on being able to kill the animal in a fight. They like fighting. I don't think that Predator is the type of hunter to just be like, oh, this frequency hurts you, does it? I'm gonna sit here and just press it until, oh, that was easy. No, I think that their pride, based on what I've read on them and based on what you see in the movies and comics, lies in how they're able to take down the creature. It's a mix of wit and physical strength as well. After all, it is said that aggression and arrogance seems to be innate in hunters, especially the younger males. So they might not kill the Quiet Place monsters right off the bat. They're gonna be all arrogant with it, like, ooh, did I hurt you there? Whoops, you missed me. But ordinarily, they would easily subdue the Quiet Place monster just to capture it and bring it back for research. So to put this into perspective, a Quiet Place monster would probably stand no chance if the Yautja had had time to properly research and come up with a weapon to easily subdue the Quiet Place monster. Maybe they would carry it back to their home planet or wherever it is that they are for that specific tribe and put it in some kind of arena so it can be a test or code of honor or initiation for younger Yautjas to see if they can withstand fighting this creature without weapons. But let's say a Yautja encounters a Quiet Place monster for the very first time. Quiet Place monsters are very stealthy. Let's say the Yautja is just whoop-de-doop-de-doo on the land and going through trees or whatever the Quiet Place monsters' trees would be on their planet. Or let's just say that they're on Earth. Yautjas don't really have any idea that the Quiet Place monsters are here. They want to hunt some humans and they realize that where are all the freaking humans? Okay, something weird's going on. We have to also remember the Yautjas are very stealthy themselves. They have a cloak of invisibility and they can blend in really well with their surroundings and be essentially so quiet that the Quiet Place monsters wouldn't even know they were there. Eventually, the Predator predator would see one. A strange quadrupedal creature that is obviously not from the planet. Yautja would get really close to it, just observing it, tilting his head from the side to take a good look at what this creature is. He would probably throw one of his blades into the distance to see how the creature would react, and the creature would immediately take after the noise. Yautja would get there and throw something else, much closer than before, and watch the creature respond to it, and it wouldn't take any time for the Yautja to realize that this shit can't see. He'd probably try his energy blast and all his array of weapons, which would just stand to piss the Quiet Place monster off. You can argue that because the Yautjas have hunted so many different aliens that probably have thicker hide than the Quiet Place monsters, that he has something in his arsenal to be able to fell them quite easily. But that's not necessarily the case if we also consider that the first time we saw Predator, it wasn't as advanced technologically, and virtually nothing can hurt this monster. Quiet Place monster would realize that it's being toyed with pretty soon after the Predator plays these games, and would open up its head very slightly, try and pinpoint where the noise is coming from. Yautja's more steady and stealthy. The Quiet Place monster would then steadily turn its head in the direction of Predator. It would click, try and make noises to locate where the Predator is, but it doesn't know exactly where it is. With impressive reflexes, the Yautja would probably jump out the way just as the Quiet Place monster decides to slice in the direction of where it thinks this new presence is. The fight is on. Remember, this creature isn't opening up its head unless a certain frequency is played that hurts it. The Yautja would try fighting it and realize that, yeah, this armor, whatever this is impressive. I want to use this in war against my tribal enemies. But first, I have to kill this thing. It tries every way it can to try and open the mouth of the creature, but the creature's so much more powerful than a Yautja that the Yautja just ends up getting hurt and thrown to and fro. No matter what weapon it uses, it just cannot pierce the creature's armor. Possibly 75 times out of 100, the Quiet Place monster would win and rip the Yautja to shreds. After all, they have to fight to the death. And what use is being stealthy and cloaked if the creature that you were hunting doesn't need to see? I think it's also important to consider the age and experience of the Yautja. If it's just a normal Yautja like the one from the first movie, it was so long ago when I saw that, wow. But it's experienced enough, but not with this particular alien. The Yautja would probably die and a bunch of Yautjas would go after it, probably to capture it, to study it, if they can even capture it. The only way they're subduing this animal is if they realize that this specific frequency would hurt it. They would probably try to make stuff to blast out the creature's ears, but remember, the way that the plot armor worked with A Quiet Place is that the deaf girl accidentally figured out that the specific frequency, when her hearing aid goes all haywire and has feedback, is what hurts the monster. But here's why I think that Predator would win, or at least come back and make a weapon for so said Quiet Place monster, because they have traveled across the galaxies to find different life forms to fight. That means that in this universe, there are so many different life forms that we don't know of. And if they have a history with the xenomorphs, creatures that are so outlandish and on the other spectrum of life forms in the universe, then it must mean that there are other alien creatures out there that are probably far more weird than the Quiet Place monsters that live in dark areas that rely on sound as well. For all we know, they've already figured out that, if a creature relies solely on hearing, then certain sounds are going to be very painful to its freaking ears. I don't know, just like we figured out on Earth that there's a certain frequency that we can't hear that we know can be very sensitive to dogs, and that we've already figured out that mice have good hearing, so a great pest control is to have something in your house that you hook up to emit a certain frequency and blast it so it hurts their ears and bursts their eardrums. Yeah, it's a real thing. That's why I'm so weirded out with the movie. Like, nobody figured this out, really? No one. You know that their hearing is really good. You've already established that. We know they know that. Nobody figured that out. Come on, please. Don't tell me, they didn't find the exact frequency. Look, dude, you can have a thing where you play a whole bunch of array of frequencies and see how creatures react to them. People have spent years, decades experimenting with that in labs. So I don't know what universe that was where apparently they don't have that, but hey, they don't have dog whistles, they have nothing? Okay. Being that the predators are researchers and hunters and have been in existence probably way longer than humans and have also way more experience technologically than we do, I am pretty sure, almost 100%, that they already have something in their arsenal to fell a Quiet Place monster even upon discovery. So yeah, they do. I'm pretty sure it have the technology to easily pop this thing's head open. Oh, the armor doesn't work. It listens really well. Let's burst out its eardrums, make it deaf, then kill it. Case closed. This is not even a challenge. They probably wouldn't even want to fight the Quiet Place monsters because they're so freaking easy. They're like weeds. Just pull them up from the root, put a little hot oil. I'm not kidding you guys. If you want to get rid of weeds, get some hot oil and pour in that area. Nothing will ever grow there again. Not even grass. Yeah, we found that out by accident my country. But anyway, with weapons, Yautja would probably win. Without weapons, there is no contest. Quiet Place Monster would definitely win. But most aliens that the Yautja would go up against would probably kill it quite easily if it weren't for their technology. Same with us humans. That was a really fun suggestion. Thank you to the person who asked, and now we have that up our arsenal as well. What do you think would happen? Thanks so much for watching. This has been Ultiori. You ask, we answer.